Hey everyone, it's Andrew Nagel, Valk9 Designs again. Thank you all for the support here on Patreon. I had another request from Nancy, thank you Nancy for your support here, to have me explain basically how I'd get kind of like the framework going for the bracelets that I've been doing. And she was right, she guessed that they were larger gauges of half round wire, and they are basically just two larger gauges of half round wire fused together. So you could make these yourself for sure, but I don't because they're not super expensive from Rio Grande. Here's the item number for these smaller ones, and I also have a larger one that I prefer to use. I just got these recently because I wanted to do some smaller bracelets over the summer. But yeah, so you could also make them yourself using any thicker gauge. I would probably suggest 13 or larger on the half round, and basically they're just, you can see how they're shaped and fused together here. I imagine this was just laid out flat and the two pieces were connected, and there's a little bit of the bend in the center to leave it open to add your design to it. But I prefer to just buy them because it's easier. They're about like 20 to 30 bucks. And yeah, I believe the larger ones are like 30 bucks. These ones are like 25 or something. But basically what I do after this point is, these designs were drawn off of the larger version, so it doesn't really add up to this. But I will flip this over and trace out where the opening of the bracelet is, and then after I've traced out the opening of the bracelet, I will then draw my underlying framework, and all that is I use the either 18 gauge Argentium or the 20 gauge square that I usually keep on hand. Same with square on the 18 gauge. But I use those to create a framework that stretches across this opening here. And what's nice about that then is you start to build kind of a flat layer here, and then there's almost like an underside where you can tuck all your ends into and stuff, and it gives you a little bit of space to work with underneath there. And that also allows you to just start to build your structural support. As you can see here, each of these lines is just where I was roughly going to put one of my wires, and then I just wrap it around and connect it to the bottom here. I'll go ahead and demonstrate that for you all. Let me just find my square wire here. So what I would do is take any length that will stretch across here. I don't like to go too many times around this frame, only like 3 or 4 times around the outer frame, because I kind of like to leave a few little sections open to attach wires directly to this. And then as I do that, I move it to where I need it, match it up with my design, and then I just bring my other end around and connect that right there in the same way. And then you'll have a bunch of line frames going across to build your design onto. Just like any of my other designs, I always draw out my stone settings and my placement so that way I can have some thought process go into where I'm laying down my frame, so that way I know where I'm feeding wires through and what's going to attach to what. And so I hope that was helpful for you all. Again, I will add the order numbers into the description for the larger one as well. And yeah, thank you all so much, and I hope this helped you all. Any other patrons out there, if you want to see anything specific, feel free to request it. Thank you all so much. Have a great day.